Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, rather. I would like to use this opportunity to welcome us. I mean, it's a whole new experience for everyone. So to a large extent, it'll get a CV, but the play reading session is what Aroja Royal Theatre has been doing. I mean, in the last decade, I should say. We actually started in 2010. And in a year, we read as little or as much as 4, 5, 6 plays in a year. And of course, because of the situation we now find ourselves, though we had some issues along the line and we ended it, maybe that's the way to put it. But from the beginning of this year, we started all over again. We have read a play this year, a Swedish play by August Strindberg, titled Miss Julie. We were meant to be reading another one in March, but unfortunately, COVID-19 stepped in. Hello, please. There is an intrusion. Let's check. Is there anybody with 2? Oh my God. Sorry, we are having an echoing back situation. Okay, so here we are today. I mean, we're reading one of our plays, and of course, a play that we have taken around university in the North Central, and it is titled The Wheel and written by the late Saro Wiwa. The late Saro Wiwa. This has been part of an important project for us this year, and we'll be sharing in that experience as we begin. You'll be sharing in that experience as we begin to read the play, and after the short reading, we are also going to be having an interactive session. The essence of the interactive session is to discuss the issues raised by the play. The issues raised by the play or in the play, which is halting what we call the wheel of corruption. Apart from the reading session, I have 2 very important persons who are here with us, who will be, the 2 of them will be discussing this play and other issues around it after the short reading. I have with us the director of the play, Seun Odukoya, who directed the play and also who is a staff of the National Council for Arts and Culture. And I also have with us a very good friend and brother all the way from Obasanjo's village, Abeokuta in Ogun State. I have with us my friend and brother. And where you, and so I would just call on the 2 of them to very quickly do a wave of hand. Seun and Toyo. Yes, thank you. Hello, so now we are going straight to the reading. We are going straight to the reading now. And so I am unmuting the artist who will be doing the reading. Okay, let's go. Okay, over to you.
Okay.
Israel and Assad.
Okay. Well. It was bound to be this way. The end of a long journey and the beginning of yet another one. Nothing succeeds like success, eh? Just take a look at the tray over there. Congratulatory letters from the length and breadth of the country and from across the seas. Kings and queens, presidents and premiers, obas and emirs, all wishing me luck and expressing their delight. My luck, their delight. And the feel of it all in my veins is like the feel of the carpets underfoot. Comfortable, eh? They do lay it here, they do lay the carpet here, thick, don't they? And the pictures of me at the airports, in offices across the land, and in our embassies throughout the world. I say the flashing bulbs of the cameras almost blinded me the other day. And the telephone ring, oh, you should have heard them. Some cacophony. Well. If the wheel continues to turn this way continuously and continually, well, there should not be much to worry about. To think you look up to you, to think they look up to you to solve their problems. But listen, our elders have a saying, in taking care of others, do not forget yourself. Words of wisdom. Oh no, ancestors, I do not mean to forget myself. By no means. Not after spending too much time and money electioneering. Oh, treasury, look to thyself. I will take care of myself and the future. Because after all, you never know, do you?
Good day, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, good morning.
Good morning, Chief Parliamentarian. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, Your Excellency.
And how are things? Please sit down.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
How are things?
Very well, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, once again, I have to congratulate you on your great victory.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure you received my letter, sir.
No.
Oh, but I did send you a letter of congratulations on your victory, sir.
Oh, that. Yes. See, there are so many of them. Look at the tray over there. I can't read them all. I accept all congratulations. Thank you for yours.
Yes, Your Excellency. You see, I myself told my electors not to vote for you if they do not vote for me. If they not to vote for me, if they do not vote for you, sir.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did, Your Excellency. And when you won, I knew that the bandwagon effect was also going to roll me to victory. I also won, Your Excellency.
You did?
Yes, Your Excellency. And it cost me just a small fortune, sir.
Oh, ours is a great party.
A wonderful party, Your Excellency. Once again, congratulations on your great victory, sir. Your Excellency, your humble servant, your very humble servant reminds you of your promises. Your Excellency, sir.
Yes. How?
Your humble servant. Your most humble servant reminds you of your promises.
Promises?
Yes,
election promise.
But
Yes, you know, we do not really mean to keep those promises.
But I do, Your Excellency. You said that should my constituents vote for you, you make me the
Make you what, my friend?
Oh, Your Excellency, please, Your Excellency.
Look, Chief. You know as well as I do, it is the party that makes these decisions, not me.
Oh, Your Excellency. Well, that's why I came to speak to you, Your Excellency.
No. See, don't speak to me. I am an insignificant drop of water in this ocean. Oh, speak to the party. Speak to the party.
All right, Your Excellency.
I said,
Well, sir.
speak.
Okay, very well, Your Excellency. I mean, yes, Your Excellency. I shall like to have the portfolio of commerce and industry.
Uh,
Your Excellency.
the party says, and says,
What does the party mean, sir?
well, you see, the party says that's a very important portfolio. See, a most desirable portfolio, a most desired portfolio. I mean to give it to myself.
Your Excellency, please, Your Excellency, please.
Please get up, Chief, and speak to the party which makes the decisions.
Very well, well, Your Excellency. I mean, the party should at least consider me, sir.
Upon what consideration?
Well, sir, as one man to another, the party should. I mean, Your Excellency. I mean, Your Excellency.
You miss the point, Chief. The point is, the party, from all I'm told, considers the Ministry of Commerce so important. Well,
Yes, sir.
put it this way: the party does not have to run all ministries himself. I mean itself.
Yes, sir,
Some
Excellency.
it will give out for nothing. Others, he will give out for nothing.
I understand, Your Excellency. Well, in that case, Your Excellency, I should send 50,000 soldiers to the party.
The party assumes that she has heard nothing so far.
I mean, 100,000, my lord. I mean, Your Excellency. 200,000 soldiers.
Well, that is considerable.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The soldiers will be at the party headquarters later today, sir.
Wait, you did not bring any of them here with you?
No, sir. Just the 50,000 for starters, sir.
The party is interested, of course. But no announcement will be made until all the soldiers arrive safely.
Certainly, Your Excellency. Certainly. Here, Your Excellency. Here. Your Excellency.
The party thanks you. Yes. The party always knew you as a man of action. The party sure will justify the confidence it's going to place in you.
The party knows me really well, Your Excellency. Oh, I can dance to the tune of this, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. Sir, all I just ask is the free hand to run the place, sir.
You see, when you are the boss, you are the boss.
Your Excellency, thank you very much, Your Excellency. I shall not disturb you for that. Oh, yeah. Good day, Your Excellency.
Have a very wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency?
Yes.
You mean for the party?
Not the party. I mean for myself.
Okay, Your Excellency. It's all right, Your Excellency. All right, so where do we go from here?
No, the office is all yours. Whatever you wish to do, it is all yours. You see, when you are the boss, remember, you are the boss.
Okay. So, Oga Jerry, please, where are we going? What's next?
We are going to six.
Okay, last thing.
Yes.
Six.
So
oh, fantastic.
If Toba is ready, Toba can take over.
Okay.
Is Toba ready? Okay, so let's continue. It's not.
Stupid thieves, all of them, stupid thieves. They can fit to thief anything at all in this life. Just imagine that one. It's all of them. You'll be wearing big bad everywhere. And that one, if I say make I go break in photograph now, they go see I don't do bad. After all said and done, you will collect for my hand. Well, come on, get man work.
Pick it up.
Mr.
That's Ezra.
Okay. Stupid thieves. Stupid thieves, all of them. All of them are thieves. Look them. Look them everywhere. So if I break this photo now, then go talk, say I do bad. Stupid thieves. They fit thief anything, self. Look this one. This one just take 5,000 naira for common gate man work. And if I no pay him, he no go even give me the work. And if I no get the work, wetin I for do now after all said and done? My wife, Alice, now 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. Then go chop, then go school, then go wear clothes. And even when they're sick, I must buy medicine for them. Hi. Life hard, oh, life too hard. I beg, make I find small drink self. Man no die, man no routine. Man no die, man no routine. 6 months now, I no get work. This time no mistake, oh. This time no mistake at all. Stupid thieves. Hey, Kai, foolish man. Foolish man, to where are you going to? Yeah, man, no be you I they talk. You know they hear what I they talk. Where you they go?
I want.
Oh, you they look me with one bad eye. You want to see the chairman? Why for?
It's private, please.
Yeah, private.
Yes.
Okay. Oga, look this place. Waiting be this place, not office. This na office. If you want to see chairman for private, you go to Oga house. This na office place.
But what I want to tell him is official.
Which kind of thing be this? You want to see the chairman for private, to talk to Ram official. Which kind of foolish be that? If you're not private, not private. If you're not official, not official. Which one be your own self?
Listen, young man, I am a busy man, and I do not have time for this rigmarole.
Rigma waiting? What do you mean? Oh, so you they abuse me, eh? You want make trouble for big man office, and you say you be big man.
Are you mad?
Pardon?
You must be drunk, I see.
Me, mad. Myself, drunk. Myself, mad. Look, big man, which one be your own? Now, which one you did, big man? You come to abuse me or you come to see the chairman or waiting? Just tell me.
Look, my friend, I am here for
who you they call your friend? Who you they call your friend? Excuse you too. Excuse you. Which one una dey for this country itself? Big man no go respect himself. Small man no go respect himself.
Will you let me pass?
I say chairman no dey for office.
In the office.
I say chairman no dey for office.
On the telephone a while ago.
Okay.
The telephone went off while we were talking.
Why the telephone no go off? Can I continue?
Yes.
Okay. Why the telephone no go off when we say the money they supposed to make the place better and I don't open my job, everything finish. Why no go? Why no go spoil?
This is intolerable. My dear man, for the last time, I have to see the chairman on urgent state matters.
And I say for the last time, sir, you cannot see the.
Why?
Because you never see the chairman.
Why not?
Because na me talk so. After I said and done, now my office be this. If I come to your office, I don't go do as you talk.
Well, There's something in that. My dear man, let me in. I am the chief minister.
You, chief minister. Stupid thief. Stupid thief. Look, make I tell you, don't think so you can come and fool me with your chief minister something. Oh. Let me just tell you now, you can't fool me with your chief minister something. You understand me? You want to see chairman, you want to see chairman. Why you don't want to see me first? Who were there? Why you don't want to see me first? Why you say like chairman you want to see first?
See you.
Okay, see me. After all said and done, I get one wife, Paris. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. Then go work with close, go school, everything. Listen, see, think I tell you something. You must see me in this place before you see the chairman.
Well, about your family, that is your business, not mine.
It is also your business, sir. Because you see that my wife, Alice. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. Then go school, wear clothes, everything. Then go. Because including this sickness, everywhere, COVID-19 and all the rest of it. You can catch an and you go see carry them, go hospital, go treat them. Plus including the bribe money, how much I even they get for work them? Make I tell you, 10,000 naira pay for the bribe money, and how much then they give me for monthly salary? Me, I know I go tell you my own. I don't be like all those chief ministers. We will say all those senators and all the rest of them. We will say them go carry our money, go where? For France. Some go Scotland, some go what different places, go where our money, everything go they grow there like tree. You go there then go they call big money, like 10 billion US American dollars. 1 billion 70 something billion pounds sterling and all the rest of it. Oh, simple money. You give me 1,000, I'll collect it. You give me 500, I will collect it and thank you. Even 300, sir. You give me no problem, I take it.
You convinced me of the need for an ethical revolution to change the moral of this great country. How the base can you people get?
So you see how this one way they talk, eh? All this one way they talk. Now para fabirato. Mom be say you know go collect, you know go see chairman except you rub my hand for him before you go. Okay.
Really?
Coaches, really. Grandma, don't they finish? Okay. Coaches again.
The very thick of it. And he's determined.
Yes, again.
Have it.
Grandma, sir. The chairman talks say when you come and make I tell you say in the for office, so say make you come fast. In fact, let me take you there. It's just around the corner. You see, if you go through the upstairs and everything, you will get there, sir. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Ezra. Thank you, Osazua. And of course, thank you, Toba, even though technical issue could not allow to hear you. If you are hearing me, please, I think it won't be bad to just give them a piece of, applause for that wonderful rendition, The Will. Again, I am going to, at some point now, have to mute all of us again while I allow our two major guests, to do some talking. But let me quickly inform you that this play is a play of about 6 situations, or what we call scenes, because we are constrained. Not really constrained in terms of time. We can be here for as long as we want, but we have decided to make this within 2 hours, so we could not take the entire play. And so now we are going into the interaction. And I would want to start the interaction with Seun Odukoya. who happens to be the one who directed this play for the campaign we are carrying out on behalf of MacArthur Foundation. Dukoya works with the National Council for Art and Culture, and but the Royal Times, I have some bit of him over as well. I hope NCAC won't mind. So I'm going to ask Dukoya to take us through the entire story, as brief as she can afford to do it, for benefit of those of us who have not read the play before, as to what exactly is the play talking about, before we delve, of course, into the topic of today, which is talking about halting the wheel of corruption. I am muting everyone except Sean for this assignment. Here we go. Sean.
Hello, everyone. Jerry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, everyone. So thank you for joining us. It was my honor to direct this play. The first time it went on stage was January 2018 at the British Council in Abuja, to an audience that to every performer one would say was a very discouraging audience. But apparently God had a hand in the affairs of this play. Apparently he knew that the play needed to go around, needed to be heard, and eventually it picked up. And like Jerry said at the beginning, it's been around quite a number of campuses in the North Central. So basically, Saro, we were like a typical good playwright. Through this play has shown to be a prophet of his time, or ahead of his time. I'm sure that if the man was alive today, may his soul rest in peace, he would have found out that his play even becomes more applicable about 30 years after being published, more than even when he published it. It was like he could see. So basically, a quick summary, the story begins in the office of, there's a lot of symbolism in the play. The story begins in the office of the chief minister, who has just won an election. And then the member of parliament comes in to solicit for a particular office. And of course, he says something must exchange hands. And then the play moves then to the office of that member of parliament, who has apparently, made greased the palms of the chief minister for his own office. We now see him in office, and then chairman or another person comes in, the chairman of the board comes in and solicits for his own office, and then the member of parliament too says that person too must grease his palms, and then the story just goes on like that until it gets to chairman of the company. Same thing happens, and then the next scene we see even the personnel manager wants a job, and then he too has to grease palms. And one of the things that recurs in all these scenes, after they have greased palms, they would say, so they hope they have a free hand. And then the person whose palms they have greased would either say manage or damage. The office is theirs, or say that they are the boss. Just not because they qualify, but because palms have been greased. And the wheel, so we see the wheel turning from stage to stage, and then it turns round full circle in the last scene, which happens to be the sixth one, where we see the chief minister, in whose office this whole shenanigans began, now coming to see the chairman of the head of this particular office. And he meets this gate man who says, no, you cannot come in. And he says, well, in all his agbada and all his glory, I mean, he's the chief minister, he expects that anybody that sees him will just give way. But even the gate man says he has had to pay 20,000 naira to grease palms for this is gate man's work. So he too, his palms must be greased. And so here we see the wheel come full circle. All the English and all the stories that and all the rank that the chief minister tries to pull just does not work on this man. And he makes a lot of social commentary about what is happening as far corruption in the country. But eventually, he makes sure that his own palms too are greased. You know, at first he says his other is not around, but once his palms are greased, he immediately changes mouth, as we say, the local parlance, and allow the man in, and he actually tells him that the boss has been waiting for him all the while. In a nutshell, I hope I have been able to tell us basically what the story is all about.
All right. Thank you there, Sheung. And so I will move very quickly to our second discussant, Mr. Toyo. Mr. Toyo is the Deputy Registrar from the University of Agriculture, Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta, Ogun State. And my question straight on to you, if you can hear me, Mr. Toyo, is to say, having looked at this play, how close to reality would you say this is? I mean, considering all the news and the noise we hear about corruption in Nigeria.
Jerry, first of all, good evening to everybody who are joined in this evening for this discourse. You can hear me. For your response, I believe you can hear me, and I believe most people are hearing me. Basically, for me, Sheung made a very vital point as regards who Ken Saro-Wiwa was. He was beyond the playwright. He was a prophet who saw the future. And I think that's one very fundamental part about modern playwrights that they need to review. Ken Saro-Wiwa wrote this over some 30 years ago, and if you ask any young boy who knows his left from his right, he would tell you that this was actually written to reflect our present-day Nigeria, which tells us that, practically speaking, we have not developed, so to speak. So if you ask me, I would say that play is actually reflecting where we are. And Ken Saro-Wiwa being someone from the oil-rich Niger Delta, for me, I see a different approach towards the issue of corruption and robbing your palms. I see Ken Saro-Wiwa, though the play started from the chief minister down to the gate man, but I see a didactic lesson that the whole change could also be done in reverse. We could start from the gate man down to the chief minister. So if we want to affect or change what we think, what we feel, or what we know is not right in our system, it needs to start from the very basic unit of society, from family to those who do the menial job. So I don't want to delve too much into the issues, but since you asked if this play is reflecting our reality now, the honest truth is that it is actually in all its sense reflecting where we are as a nation and how deep corruption has become. One of the things I wrote here when you sent me the script was, is corruption a part of our culture in Nigeria? And as we begin to look at the themes and messages we could get from the play.
Okay. I will hang on to you because you have actually raised the next question I was going to ask. If you are hearing me, which is, I mean, some have argued that
I can still hear you.
We are. You can hear me, I guess. Okay. You know, some people have argued that we are making too much noise about corruption, that corruption is not actually our problem. What's your take on that? Because you just got on that point when you said, is corruption part of our culture? So what's your take on that?
Yeah. I think corruption is a major problem, and it has become a major problem because it has, if you ask me, become our culture. I'll give you an instance, a very funny situation that happened as an undergraduate. I was in my second year in the university. My younger sister, interestingly, she's on this platform too. She's listening in. She wanted to also come into the University of Benin then to study English and literature. She wrote JAMB then, and her scores was 214. The cutoff mark was 204. She made 214, cutoff mark was 204. So technically speaking, she had beat the cutoff mark and she would get admission into the university. But everybody in my household kept saying, we need to send you money so that you will grease the palms of those in the university so that he will get admission. When cutoff mark was 204 and this candidate scored 214. Now, to cut a long story short, I collected the money, split the money with my sister, and we had fun. Her name was number 2 on the list. Now, my point is this. As individuals, even when we merit something, because corruption has become a part of our culture and our system, we do not think that it is possible things to do their merit. Saying we should be looking at the politicians and the business tycoons. We should come down to the family unit. We need a paradigm shift for individuals to begin to realize that things can actually work. If you ask me, some things actually do work in Nigeria without you necessarily having to grease anybody's palm. So I think it has to start from the individuals, like this government is saying, the change begins with you. So I need to believe that, yes, the system is bad, but I can get some things by merit. So I should push it to the point where it is very obvious and expressly stated that at this point, they require me to give something before I give things. But the country in which we are now, before the policeman asks you, when you are traveling, some people have already made money to bribe the policeman on the way. Policeman that has not asked you for money, they have already prepared that, okay, this is for every checkpoint I'll meet. So at point like that, you are the one even making the man want to do what he does not want to do. Whereas all he's asking for is show him your papers. So I think, yes, corruption has unconsciously crept into our culture, crept into our system, crept into our way of life. And we need to start, if you ask me, from the bottom to the top and not to the top to the bottom, because at the top, it is far deep-seated than at the bottom.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Shu. From the script, from the play, Shu, you can hear me?
Yes.
From the play, beyond highlighting, the playwright highlighted how the wheel of corruption moves from the very top to the very last, and the cost of it, which was what the chief minister himself later, had to encounter at the end of the story. Now, beyond that line that says, you have now convinced me that there is need for ethical revolution. I mean, beyond that line, the playwright did not as much as propose the possible way to halt the wheel of corruption. So the question I am putting to you as a theater practitioner, and of course, knowing the power of the theater as a tool for social change, what would you have done differently? I mean, we are not rewriting the wheel, but looking at the message itself, we have highlighted the problem, but proposing a solution. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I would have done much differently in terms of presenting the play as it was. And that's because I think Wiwa wrote that play in such a way that he did not want to spoon feed the audience. But he showed us, I'm sure that in all the audiences that have watched the play, people have seen themselves a lot of times. He used a lot of comedy, but he showed the stark reality. And it's just uncanny the way the whole scenario plays out, as if it is not even as if plays out in such a way that it is so relevant today. And so, the thing is, so many times when a play comes and proposes a solution, that's where it ends. The audience watches it. It's like they are detached. The audience watches it, they have watched the solution, and it ends there in the theater. But this play shows you yourself, shows you your neighbor, shows you yourself in the office, shows you your other in the office, shows you people around you that you can see. And then it provokes discussion. So people are leaving the theater, they are yabbing themselves, as we say. They are talking about the issues that the play raised beyond the theater. So I think that approach makes it more actionary outside the theater than if a solution had been proposed. And it's interesting what Toyo said about the change beginning with each and every one of us. And I think that's also why the playwright made sure that it went down all the way to the low grassroots, as we say, as low as the gate man. And even the gate man at his own point, he will say, if I don't get money from here now, my Alice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children, they will not have food to eat. And so he might want to rationalize that. That was why he too was, prone to bribe taking. But the change indeed will come with, I think it's two-sided. The change will start with each and every one of us. But one of the challenges we've also had in the country is that our policies revolve around individuals rather than building a system. So there's so much gaps that the system leaves. So individuals will just exploit it. I don't think that there are saints anywhere in the world. In 2017, I traveled to, if I can just quickly say this, I had cause to travel to Sweden. And you could walk along, even as a pedestrian, you could walk along the road and be 99% sure of your safety. Even when the traffic light says stop, and somehow maybe because you're a stranger or something, you don't understand it, the car will stop for you. And when you try to go back, the driver would say, please move on. And we asked questions. And a Nigerian who resides in Malmo, precisely where it was that I went there, said that the law, that number one, they uphold the law a lot there. And then number two, the law says that if while you are driving, you hit or you kill a pedestrian, you lose your driver's license. And the catch is this: the driver's license as at then, she said, costs as much as the equivalent of our own 600 to 700,000 naira. Now, nobody wants to spend. You can imagine that you get your driver's license here for 500, 600,000 naira, and then if you hit a pedestrian, you lose. You cannot even drive anymore. So that's an example of how it's not as if the people are saying, but a measure has been put in place to a steep penalty has been put in place, and it makes everybody shape up. So I think yes, the change will begin with each and every one of us here. Very, very true. I mean, there is no arguing it. But also we need to, when we say government, it's not as if it's amorphous. It's a group of people we put there to represent us. I think that we need to also begin to elect people who, between you and I, we know 1 or 2 people who will not collect bribes. So why don't we begin to push these people, and when they are in these positions, hold them accountable, and let's put systems in place such that the ordinary individual who wants to exploit the gaps in the system, because there is a penalty, will be discouraged from doing so. So I believe that I will not change so much, because the play provokes discussion beyond what the audience has just come to watch in the theater. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Jerry.
Yes, I'm here.
Are you there?
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Yes, I am
I
here.
think Jerry is having some challenge.
Yes, I'm here. Before I call
Okay,
on,
all right.
it's getting back around me, so I'm just trying to. I'll be calling on Malam Deja, and I hope he can hear me. But before I do that, I would want to say, if there is any of us who wants to make a contribution, just let us show our hand. The hand system from the chat place, you can see to raise the hand or send me a message. So I am unmuting Malam Deja. Please confirm if you can hear me, sir.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I can hear you.
Malam Deja is also. Yes. I am going on now. Malam Deja is also a director at the National Council for Arts and Culture, and of course, the immediate past national president of ANA, and a playwright and theater producer too. So, Malam Deja, this is my question.
Yeah.
You just made reference to government. You know, anytime we talk about government in Nigeria, I mean, maybe in other parts of the world, we talk largely about government. We talk largely about corruption in government, but it is much more than that, even as the play has shown that even up to that personnel manager, even up to the security man on the street. So my question would be, if we are talking about halting the wheel of corruption, putting a stop to the wheel of corruption, where do we start from? From the top, from the bottom? What's your take?
I think it has to start from the top. Are you getting me?
Yes, yes.
It has to start from the top because anything we do in this life has to be like done by those ahead of you. You have to show very good examples. It has to start from the top. From my experience as a worker in the public sector, and from my experience as a family person, and from my experience as a teacher, or those who tell who other people look up to. If you say something and you don't do them, if you are very corrupt yourself, and if you as a leader, you are very corrupt, or you indulge in corrupt practices, you can hardly change anything in the larger society. You know, if you've studied our government over the years, since the beginning of independence, let us go to our first republic leaders and look at the qualities that they extolled, the quality that they showed as persons, as individuals that are leading the country. Let us look at the public service in the First Republic. When you look at that public service, you see people that are passionate for delivery. You see them very contented with whatever they have. You see them with this public-spirited mindset. And that percolated, that led to a lot of achievement, because what causes corruption is non-delivery. When government is not delivering, when institutions are not delivering, and institutions can only deliver when there are people with people, when there are people with those who lead very well.
I think we lost. Hello. Okay. I think we lost Malam Deja. We lost Malam Deja. I mean, while we expect him back, Toyo, are you there? Toyo, please confirm if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. While we expect Malam Deja back, I don't know. While we expect Malam Deja back, now look at the play again. This gentleman came to the minister and said, "You have promised that when you win, I mean, you will give me an appointment," which means that there is transaction. There is some form of transaction, even in our own, day-to-day life. There is some level of transactionary, attitude that we all have. Hello.
I can hear you, Jerry.
Hello, can you hear me? I am having.
Yes, I can hear you, Jerry.
So sorry. Yeah. Okay. So my question to you is that we have had it as rumors or whatever we want to call it, that we have a situation where people had to. Hello.
I can still hear you, Jerry.
Okay.
Yes, just go ahead.
Situation where people have had to pay to be appointed into offices. And when they pay to be appointed into offices, what do you expect from them when they get into offices? And so this guy said, oh, promise, who want to keep them? We didn't make this promise because we want to keep them. And then he went on to appoint this man and tell him, manage or damage, you are the man. I mean, this sort of attitude is very visible even in our government. If I'm talking about both private and public governance now, where people are given responsibilities and are given the latitude to do as they like. In one of our visits, I think our visit to Nile University, if you can hear me, Nile University, one of the children there, sorry to call them children, one of the students at Nile walked up to us, okay, Makato gave you money to bring this plate to our university. Are you sure they didn't give you money to give us to come and watch this thing so that we can then go and then we can begin to change and we can begin to spread the message with you? And so that is the kind of situation you have where people already have the, like you said, or who said that people, transporters already changed 5 naira or 100 naira that we give to police or army that we meet on the road. So my question will be that how do we account for, how do we address issues of accountability if we have this sort of latitude for us to do whatever we like and go on, whether by corrupt means or whatever?
Okay, I'll start from this point. The promise for an appointment in itself, if you ask me, is not a bad thing, because the individual in question is a Nigerian. If he qualifies to sit in that position, then if somebody says, when I become minister, when I become governor, I'm going to make you this and that, if that is based on your capacity, your track records to deliver, then I don't have a problem with that, because nobody will sit in an office and bring in total strangers. Now, that being said, the part where we all have concern for is where people get to pay to sit in an office. Once you are paying to sit in an office, Ken Saro put it rightly, you are the boss because you have bought that office. So you can use and abuse the office. There is this unverified story about one of our governors in Southwest. South rather. He paid the thugs to get him into power. By the time he became governor, they came to his office and asked for job opportunities. And he told them that he was not going to give them. But they now remind him that we're the people that worked for you to become governor. And he asked, did I pay you for the service rendered or not? He said, yes. So if I paid you for that service rendered, I have paid you for what you did. At this point, I am at my will to do what I want to do. So that's why, in as much as I agree with Malam, who said it should start from top, I think fundamentally at the family unit, at the individual unit, we need to check ourselves. This will bring me or make me share 2 quick experiences about how, as individuals, if we check ourselves, if we try to be not corrupt, we will make the system work. The first experience I would like to share is as regards this popular illegal NEPA billing. They send you bills when there was no electricity. They send you bill when you don't even have a meter. They send you bill. I got bills like that. And I wrote a letter. That there was a public complaints commission and that there were staff who get paid, federal government staff who get paid for handling this matter. When I wrote my complaints to the public chairman, public complaints commission board, at the bottom, I CC'd Commissioner of Police, Ogun State. I CC'd ICPC. I copied EFCC and I copied the distribution company. When I delivered the letter to the distribution company, the first question they were like, oh, now, why now? Why would you have to report to Public Complaints Commission? And you have even informed the Commissioner of Police. You have informed, this is a small matter. Cut a long story short, I got away from their headquarters. They made the manager of the district controlling my area to apologize and rectified my bill. At the end, they wrote to me that they were owing me naira. It was small money. I made the system to work. Now, my point is this. It was because I refused, one, to play their game, and secondly, I had information. So I think most Nigerians, one, do not have information. Two, are willing to just tag along. That's what makes it easy for corruption to strive in our country. The second example I want to give you is this. On the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, I was stopped by FRSC official for seatbelt violation. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt and they stopped me. And the man was like, drop something. I looked at him and I smiled. I said, seatbelt violation, the fine is 3,000 naira. 3,000 naira, I will pay. Hold on to my driver's license. By the time I am coming back from Abuja, which will be less than 2 weeks, I will stop over at your office and pick up my license. He looked at me and said, all you university workers, you're always forming, you too know. Wear your seatbelt and go. Whereas his first request was for a 5,000 naira bribe, when the offense itself was a 3,000 naira punishment. So if you ask me, I think the major problem we have in our country is lack of education and information. If we have the right education and information, we'll be able to put things in perspective and know that we can make our system work without necessarily fighting anybody. You know that there are punishments for certain actions. You know that certain people do not have authority. You know that everybody has an organ. So if I'm saying do this, you don't want to do this, all I need to do is be patient. And I inform your organ. Every organ, no matter how corrupt they are, once there's an official report, we want to look like the good man. So if we all do our best possible to know the rules of the game, I talked about Sweden and in all other civilized climes, because they know there's a reporting system, everybody is behaving, because they know there's CCTV. Check, most of the people who work in those civilized climes are not even citizens of the country. They are hustlers from Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, and the rest who go there to work. But because they know there's a system, there's a reporting system, everybody just falls into line. In the UK, they'll tell you smile for the CCTV. And you know, actually, there's somebody watching the CCTV. There's electricity and it's working. So you know, if you misbehave, you will be caught. Because of that one, once we get out of this country, we all behave ourselves. So if you ask me, I think we need a lot of education, enlightenment, and the people themselves should be willing to want to say, I want to follow due process.
All right, thank you, Toyo. Malam Deja is back online. I don't know if you want to finish up so that before we go to the next person.
Well, as I see it, you know, I've been an active player in both the private and the public sector. I've managed resources. I've seen how resources come in and how they are expended. From my practical experience, I've seen that a lot of waste and corruption is in the public sector. Funds are not being used according to the mandates of most organizations. Sometimes funds are used mainly to service things that are not even important to in achieving the objectives of organizations. Then I see a lot of money spent in the public sector on issues. For example, you have a project where $1 million can do very greatly. You see that same project, you spend about 300 million doing that same thing. A lot of funds get missing in the public sector. Now, in the private sector that I've worked, that you two are also part of, you notice that you have a value for money. If you want to achieve a lot in the private sector, where you know funds are not there, you use a little to achieve a lot. So when I compare both sectors, I will now see that, look, a lot of things that we do as workers in the government and public sector, a lot of funds gets missing. And if you look at them, then sometimes you cannot even help it. And why funds are used, mismanaged by those who have the authority to use those funds. That is why I'm saying corruption can only be checked from the top first. Because if you are at the top and you authorize funds to be used, and you are using it judiciously and appropriately, corruption, your subordinates just behind you cannot have that chance to be corrupt because you're a good manager of resources. Now, if that is going on that way, people will take, everybody will fall in line. And by then, we will not be in this institution like the other man spoke. We don't follow laws. People do things without being made to reckon for those things. And therefore, you can do anything and get away with it. And those who get away with things are still people with power and authority to get away with things. That is so what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Until we check corruption in terms of budgeting for projects, in terms of authorizing releases for projects done, in terms of monitoring and evaluation. You see, what has really happened in our life to this country is the lack of monitoring and evaluations of things. For example, you give out a project, people don't monitor it. You award a contract. Those who are to monitor that the job has been done very well and in accordance with the resources they release, don't do that job. So then when you talk of schools, our educational system now, who are the people that are checking the quality being delivered in the educational sector? In those days when we were in the primary schools, you see, somebody will come when our teacher is teaching us in the class, somebody is there, will come silently. And our teacher will be on his or her toes. We talk of inspectors in the Ministry of Education. Where are those inspectors? Nobody inspects whatever. And if those things are lacking, then everybody will do whatever they like. And that is why our society is not making progress. Those checks and balances that are supposed to be that were there before, to check practices, to check people in the society, is no longer there. So people flout the law, people flout rules, people don't do anything according to any regulation or according to any procedure. Then how do you expect money to be spent very well? How do you expect the right people to be employed? How do you expect the right person to be placed in the appropriate place the person should be in order to encourage delivery? So I see this as a fundamental, and this is like the whiz. I watched that whiz I used to have done. The whiz, yes. What is a wheel? A wheel is will forever be revolving. There's no check to it because it is all over the place. You go here, you meet it. You come there, you meet it. So how do you get out of that revolving wheel of corruption? The Ken Sarua play showed us that the corruption is like a wheel. Everybody is involved, and I quite agree with that. But the question is that how do we get out of that wheel? How do we get out of that wheel that revolves, that must revolve, whether we like it or not?
All right, thank you, sir. And so I would go to Auntie Teresa now, if she's still online. And I hope, Auntie Teresa, if you are still online, please say hello to us. Hello, Madam Teresa. Okay. Also, back to you, Sheon. Back to you. At least, I mean, we have been in these Mercator projects together, and we have visited a couple of, we have had almost like running into about 20 performances of this same play, both at the universities, at the secondary schools, at public spaces, that is Jabi Motor Park and Wuse Market. And when we engage with people, they seem not to be that much interested when you want to talk about the issue of corruption. I mean, so when we talk about creating awareness, I want to create awareness for a group of people who are largely disinterested in what you want to do. Let me paint you an example. I don't know if I told the group then. We were to perform in a particular university institution. The funds we have does not include funds for us to pay for venue or theater or whatever. It is for us to partner with the institution to bring the play so that the students and the teachers will see it for free. But that institution insisted, no, you have to pay before you can bring the production. I said, look, we don't have funds for us to pay you. It's for you to partner with us. Eventually, I agreed because I noticed we were not going to have our way. And so they sent me a personal account. Not this. And I insisted that, no, if I must pay, it has to be the department's account or the university's account. And that was the end of the story. And so these are the same people you are taking an awareness campaign about anti-corruption too. My question to you would be, if we are talking about creating awareness, where do we exactly, where do we start from if people are this disinterested in the issue? Shion.
So yes, thank you. So people seem disinterested. I would say people are disinterested at first. And well, like you said, we've been on the wheel of taking this performance around for a while.
Yeah.
So yes, but if you would also recall, the moment the performance starts and we go into scene one, the people who seemed disinterested just before we started, you see that immediately they get engaged. And when one of the actors does something that they're familiar with, you get reactions. This play has been so engaged. Even when we went to Wuse Market and we were, at first, it was like, how are we going to gather the people together? Because there even seems to be another event going on. The moment we were able to start, we got their attention. And by the time we were interacting with them at the end of the day, you could see that we were able to engage them. So I think that all of us, from our experiences, realize that this corruption issue is a problem. While people might seem disinterested before you start, maybe they think, hey, it's another Jojo and Wiwa, or it's another, just talk and not do it. It's just another. These people have come again. They don't know what we want to talk about. And then again, it goes. This approach goes to show you the power of drama. Because, like you said, at first people say, "What have they brought? Another play?" But the moment we start, and they begin to see people that they know, and they begin to see themselves, this play has always engaged them. So I think that I would say that we just have to continue. I'm sure this is not the only play that talks about corruption. There are other plays like that. And that's the power of drama. When it reaches, the playwright or the actors are abusing you, but they're making you laugh. So it reaches somehow into the subconscious. And, it's a seed. But in all the places that we have gone, we have planted the seeds of, so this is a mirror. Look at yourself. Is this how you would really want to be? And we've had discussions in all of those places. And we're also having this discussion on this platform now. And I believe that it's a beginning. Approaches like this, I think, should continue. We should not get discouraged, because we have a powerful tool in our hands, the tool of theater, the tool of drama. I think it's one strong way of communicating and getting the disinterest that you seem to have noticed to become an interest, and then gradually to become an action that we hope and pray will lead to the much needed change. Where we have started, I think, is a good place, contributing our own quota to this discussion. I think that, again, yes, people might be disinterested in the beginning, but there's not a single time that we have failed to capture the attention of the audience using this play. So I think that it is a step in the right direction, and we should not stop. And also consider that it has always led to a discussion, one of which is this one. I think that we should just keep at it, because this is a change we all have decided. We all agree that will need to happen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Shion. Malam Deja's hand is up, so you have the floor.
Okay. From the question you earlier asked, Shion, I would like to throw a question back to you. And you asked Shion what has been the impact, the play you've done in some places. In those places you did those plays. Yeah. Now, that maybe you have been doing it to the wrong or the right audience. Now, I want to ask you, you did that play before Buhari and whatever in the Aso Villa. I was not there. I would love to hear back from you. What has been their impact? And I remember when you did that play, the comment you made on Facebook, when Buhari was talking, you never made reference to that play. See, Buhari was talking and he never even referred to the play. And I watched that play. That play, you cannot watch it without responding to it. So if Buhari should watch that kind of play, advancing the cause of the corruption fight in Nigeria, and when he was talking, he fully connected it. So what are we talking about? That is to tell you that what people say about this corruption fight has just been a mere smoke screen. In to a larger extent, it is true. Then, because now, when I was delivering my lecture to FCC on the strategies of theater, using untapped potentials of theater and music as communication strategy in corruption fights, I told them, like, look, when you are doing orientation for public officials, like National Assembly, they do their orientation when you newly elected them. Ministers have been given orientation before they assume office. Some of these plays are supposed to be staged to them. They should connect with it, although we know it is apt, it is very fleeting. But they don't put you in that order at all. They don't even think of, okay, let us take some dramatic text to come and showcase to these people that we send our messages of anti-corruption to the people that we have just given government, giving power to. They don't do this. They don't factor into that. I told them, you need to start factoring drama, theater, into national orientation in terms of when you are doing orientation courses for public officials, government agencies, and the rest of them. Now, in the days of MAMSA, you could see how they effectively use the theater to propagate the image of MAMSA. What was behind it? A lot of theater practitioners at the university, when Ken Saro-Wiwa was in MAMSA, in case you don't know, Ken Saro-Wiwa was on the board of MAMSA. And theater and drama was effectively used to drive home this message. And come to think of it, we have a lot of books, like I told them in the FCC. We have almost all the Wole Soyinka's play about corruption. Who is afraid of Fulani by his officer? You have the Gods and Scavenger by Ojo Bakare. Once Upon a Time by Ojo Bakare. You have the Incorruptible Judge. We have so many dramatic texts that have addressed the issue of corruption. Where are these texts being used for national orientation against corruption? Now, the other thing is this. Theater itself is fleeting. You can do a play now, everybody will be gripped with that. And after the play, you watch it, you laugh. It has gone. You need to consistently be using this. Consistently, you do this play until the messages are ingrained in the people. Now, so that is what I'm saying. So if you need to do this play are in the right place in National Assembly, those people who control the levels of corruption, I will call it the people in leadership positions in every strata, they control the levels of corruption. You need to do this play to those people so that they will, after doing it like you do with the students, they interact with you, they speak with you, you analyze these things and let this thing get into them. There is no way you can fight any societal ill without effective political will, without making sure it percolates to our laws. That is, you can't just fight it by just saying anti-corruption. You throw a play and that is it. You need to find systems and ways in which this thing will be ingrained in those that will know that corruption is really bad.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Okay, go on, sir.
What was the impact of that play when you did it in Nassau Villa?
Okay, my response, yes. Yeah. I am really delighted that you raised this issue. You see, our performance at the presidency was supposed to be the highest point of, when I was excited. And at this point, I must say a very big thank you to MacArthur Foundation for making it possible for us to have been able to take this play around a lot of places, creating awareness about anti-corruption and good governance. And CTAD, of course, we belong to the CTAD cohort. But what am I talking about? That day ended up the most disappointing for me. The most disappointing for the fact that we finished that production and the president had to speak immediately after that. In fact, no speech. Immediately after the performance, the president came up to deliver a speech and not a single reference to the play. In fact, I was very, very disappointed, But I mean, we can't force him to do what he's not interested in doing. And that also underscores the seriousness of course, some people said to me, no, he has a prepared speech. But whether or not, the president should be able to talk. Some people said to us earlier that, I said, when we had the rehearsal, I said, you mean you are going to show this before the president? You don't know that this is speaking to the president? I said, well, the best they will do is they will arrest me. I will just sacrifice myself on behalf of every other person. They should take me away. But sadly enough, I mean, they didn't even think about it. They didn't even the newspapers didn't report it. They only reported the president's prepared speech. However, like you have said, we have made serious efforts. As we speak, even before the lockdown,
Hello, Jerry. It seems
like Jerry has network issues.
You will continue now.
okay. It seems Jerry has network issues. So let me even quickly make reference to this Villa performance. Unfortunately, I was not present at that performance, but I had an alternative engagement. However, Jerry reports back that in the course of the actual performance itself, even the president was engaged, and according to him, he was laughing, and so he identified with the message. It's just highly unfortunate that no reference was made to it by him after the performance. I wouldn't know why. But I want to say at the same time, I wish Jerry could help us. We should count our, should I call it, blessings and successes, even as this is going on, because the turnaround is not going to happen in one day. Even though it would have been great, it would have just been perfect if at that level, especially considering the preoccupation with corruption that this government is about, it would have been the greatest. But I also want to call attention to the fact that it was I don't remember her name because it was Jerry that did the interfacing. It was a woman at ICPC who was supposed to be in charge of that event that insisted that this play go on. She was given 2 plays to read. And for me, it's particularly interesting that she did not see the play. She read the 2 plays and she voted for this one to go on. So if the president did not now, take it further, it's highly unfortunate. But it just tells me that we have people in the system who are identifying with the message that things need to change. And gradually, if we keep at it, like you have said, like Oga Denja mentioned earlier, if we keep at it, one of these days, the desired change will come about. Jerry, are you back? Oh my gosh.
Jerry is not back. Jerry is not back.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to unmute. Okay, okay, I won't be able to unmute people from here.
To foreground what you have said, it is not that government has not done enough in the area of theater to try to fight corruption. You know very well we work in the same place. You know the place that the National Council of Arts and Culture have done over years to propagate national
unity, national identity. Wow.
We have lost audio totally.
Hello? Hello? Oh. Hello? Okay, unfortunately, I got...
Okay. In ka zo sai ka gafi mana na ayaba. Barin nemo su, barin tura maka lamba kuma ni ma in nemo su.
Mute everybody again, please.
Hello?
Mute everybody again, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have muted everyone again, and apologies. I mean, I guess I got frozen out. So, I mean, that's my response to that, my reaction to that question by Malam Deja. I mean, it was good that we were able to take the message. It was good that we were able to take the message to them, but it was disappointing that there was no reference to it in the president's speech. But however, the DG of ICPC did a good job, and he was very satisfied with what we did. And we were looking forward to, according to him, like what he said, that okay, there is a lot more that they could do with this. So we were looking forward to doing more. And hopefully, once the lockdown is over, we would reconnect with the ICPC, also with the help of Makato Foundation, and see what more we can do with the wheel. I mean, it's our joy. It's what we are ready to do. We are ready to take it to anywhere. I mean, anywhere in Nigeria and beyond, to help create awareness about the danger of corruption in our society. That would be my reaction. I don't know if we have any other comments and contribution. Funny enough, I am not hearing. Okay, I need to unmute. Okay, Sheon. Sheon, let's have you.
For 24 hours, it was already afternoon yesterday, and I forced myself to eat. If not for this, guess what? I wouldn't have eaten because I was too stressed out. But I was always
Sheon.
I guess.
Sheon, let's have you. Sheon. Hello. Okay. Sheon is not available. Toyo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Because I'm trying to bring these all together now. I will be asking you to have your last say. I mean, in rounding this all up, what would be like your last take on this issue? For us as theater practitioners, as a tool, I mean, in the hands of government, the NGOs, to pass the message, what will be your last take, your message to us and message to Nigerians as well?
As practitioners, basically, I think we need to continue to do the do. Just like you have mentioned, she also spoke to the issue too. The performance at the Villa, while he did not get all the positive reinforcement and actions and follow-up that was expected of a performance of that magnitude, we would not totally say it went without any effect. She mentioned somebody from ICPC that even gave the invitation to perform at the Villa. And you also talked about the DG of ICPC also saying you could do more with the production. So basically, for theater artists, I think we need to continue to do the do. We need to continue to put up performances. And one positive thing about COVID-19 is that it has expanded our audience base. So while we are privileged to have a performance any space we have, we want to key into the technology available now, that if something is happening in Abuja, you could also put out posters to say, if you want to join in and see that performance, you could hook up through be it Facebook, Skype, Zoom, or what have you. I think one of the things we are taking away from COVID-19, the fact that beyond the live performance and the immediate reaction from the audience, there's also the possibility of us having virtual audience who would all continue the conversation. Ken Saro-Wiwa wrote this play over some 30 years ago. Ken Saro-Wiwa has been dead he'll be 25 years dead by November 10, 2020, but his play is still relevant to our time. So it's important that as artists, we see how we can be relevant in the system in which we find ourselves and do our best possible to continue to speak, because we have this positive attitude that someday, somehow, it's going to get better. The change will come. It's a gradual process. No nation got there in a snap. Rome was not built in a day. So if we continue to contribute our quota to the whole national discourse, then I'm sure someday when we look back, we'll say theater did contribute. We know what happened with the Mau Mau theater in East Africa. So we also want to continue to do the do so that someday we would have contributed our quota to national development.
Sure.
Okay. I've been unmuted now. So quick reference to I said when you were offline that although we didn't get like the big response that we had hoped for, you remember that woman at ICPC, I don't remember her name, who will get to speak. And from reading,
Mrs. Okodwa.
Not, thank you. From reading, not from seeing. She chose this play and gave it that platform. And I helped, to put it on that platform. And hopefully, with the response that we got from the chairman of ICPC, like you said, it will, go beyond that. So while, yes, we had misgivings about not getting, the big masquerade, I said we cannot but count our blessings along the way. Yes. So we just have to continue, keep on drawing on the passion that makes us to do this, where like our forerunners, like this play now, the man who wrote it, he's late, but the play continues to speak. So the play is a tool. We are tools to effect change in our society, and Rome was not built in a day, as the cliche goes. We only have to keep on doing this. Interestingly, before you, I think earlier on when you had the challenge with sound, there was a young man who recognized himself. His name is Doom, who works with the Wiwa Foundation. He actually acknowledged, and yes, it's actually interesting to have had him here today. I just wanted to call that to your attention. I don't know if he will have anything to say. Beyond the physical platforms, we also have this platform now, and it would just be great to keep on exploiting it and also bring on other plays that have topical issues that speak to our society and change. We're the mirror of the society, so we have no choice but to keep doing this. And I say thank you to everyone who joined us today. I must say a big thank you to my actors. I would also have loved for them to speak, but at some point, I think maybe they both had audio challenges, because I checked too.
Technical issue,
them speak. They were awesome in NEPA has done what they know how to do this, so let me step outside. They were awesome in bringing this message to the audience at every point that we had to perform. Well done, guys, and thank you, everyone. Thank you to Jerry.
Yeah, thank you, Shion. I mean, you have always got my back. Please, don't relent. don't relent. Okay, I mean, I'll quickly just want to recognize Doom. I have seen the name. He went off and on and is back here. I don't know if you want to say anything, because you are here. We are talking about Saro Wiwa. Let me also quickly use this opportunity for those of us who don't know, for us to condole with the family of Saro Wiwa, because unfortunately another of Saro Wiwa's son passed on last week Thursday. Sadly, last week Thursday. And incidentally, he is one person I have been in touch with about the possibility of still on this play, The Wheel. But unfortunately, he passed on just last week. So, Doom, you have the floor if you want to talk to us. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, first, I want to say I'm grateful for this. I met you before. I've met Danger before really? Too. Yes, I was a member of Anna Abuja at 2008. 2009. Yeah. Yes, so.
Okay, that was when I was secretary. Yeah.
Yes, okay. And I was definitely campaigning for president. So I've met you before, and I'm really happy to be on this platform today. Somehow by fate, I was brought to Abuja by Ken Sarowa's younger brother.
Oh.
So, and then I'm now working for the Cancer Foundation, where we are trying to, revive, to see how we could actually preach this message of using writing to influence the society and to make things better. I'm in Port Harcourt now, and when I was invited for this, it was a big deal for me. I've done
Yeah.
screenshots, I pushed out to friends. So
Yeah.
we are starting a safe space. We have a foundation now. We have a house that Ken's house is used purely for tech development and creativity. We have a
Yeah.
house like that in Port Harcourt, and then we are getting the Cancer Foundation running right now. In the days ahead, I will keep in touch. I want to keep in touch with the
Okay.
group to know what
Yeah.
you are doing, and then to see how we could be involved in our own little way, either in terms of
Yeah.
publicity or anything. But I'm happy for this, and after this meeting, I will talk with those ahead of me to let them know to give a report on what transpired here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm happy, and we would like to see how we'll be involved in everything you are doing. But I have an
Thank you.
observation though. Yeah, I've known Aroja Ria Theater. Like I get your SMSs. Yes, I've been getting SMSs for years
Yes.
now. I still
Yeah.
get your date. And I was thinking if for topics like this, because corruption is the main thing right now, it affects all
Yeah.
of us. If for things like this, we could do a bit more. Is it? I think it's Toyo that said that we need to actually see a way of pushing tech into this thing. We need to push out this message. I
Yeah.
checked the Royal Theatre's handle, 600 and something followers. I checked the tweet about this event, no retweets, no likes. Maybe we should find a way of getting this thing out ahead of time to actually pull a crowd. We can actually make changes. We can make changes. If more people get to see it, we can trend. And if we trend, we can impact the change we actually deserve and desire. So it's yes, I'm in. I'm a media person. I do more of tech media. I have a tech media company, and I can pull my friends from Port Harcourt, from this part of the country too.
Yeah.
So if you see here, we don't have those from the south. It's mostly those in Abuja and maybe those in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need to find a way to make these messages nationwide so people get involved. And they know that on a day like this, a show like this would happen. The will is an everyday story. It's something that touches us every day. And if we push
Sure.
out these messages, we can do a whole lot. Thank you so much. I'm grateful you actually did this.
Thank you,
Thank
June. Not that the reaction would have been, yeah, we started out a bit late because we got locked down. I mean, so later we just decided that how can we allow, when there is the digital platform, how can we allow ourselves to be locked down and locked out like that? I mean, we would have been performing in another university before the lockdown happened, on us, and so we could not move. So we decided to do this. And interestingly, we had RSVP of over 70 people who said, sorry, I can't make it. I am already scheduled for. So we'll keep doing this. In fact, it's an every week thing for us. In the meantime, even when lockdown is over, as much as possible, the digital platform will continue to explore. For instance, next week, still part of the anti-corruption project, we'll be having another engagement next week Saturday, same time, 4 p.m. And that is with another of the plays. We were using 2 plays for this project, but primarily it's been the will. But we showed both plays the same time, the same day, and have interactions with our audience afterwards. The other play is Angst by what's his name now? Austin Awulono. Angst by Austin Awulono. So next week, Saturday, we are going to be having another session here at 4 p.m. We are bringing on Austin himself. We're bringing Austin and Tokpe Fashua as guests for next week. And we are going to be talking about this same issue of corruption, but from another perspective. From the perspective of transparency, how transparency enhances good governance. So we'll be talking about that next week, Saturday. And the upper Saturday, we'll be bringing on Makinde Adeniran, and we'll be looking at the play titled What the Hunter Saw. And that also is about, I mean, it's almost like Malam Deja, painted earlier on. There are so many plays that talk about corruption or corrupt tendencies in different way in our traditional life, our political life, and even spiritual, even in churches. I mean, corruption, maybe we'll call that one spiritual corruption. So maybe we'll call that spiritual corruption. So we have it all
I can hear you.
No, I was talking about spiritual corruption. So we are going to keep on the conversation. By next week, we do hope you are able to join us. We appreciate your presence here. But allow me very quickly, I have someone else with us. I don't know if she would, I would have loved for her to say a word. No, a word will not be enough. Dr. Amina Saliu, ma. Dr. Amina Saliu. Hello, Doc. Oh, okay. It's like, as we used to say, Dr. Amina Saliu is only with us in spirit. So we appreciate your coming around, Dr. Amina Saliu. Dr. Amina Saliu actually is from the MacArthur Foundation. I mean, like Sheon said earlier on, we just staged the play like every other day. The turnout was not encouraging, but it was encouraging enough to get the attention of MacArthur Foundation, and then we were involved in this project. And we're also having here a representative of CITAD. CITAD is the Center for Information and Technology Development. And I have Nisi George in the house, my own very friend and sister. Just to say hello to you, but if you want to say hello to us, you are allowed. If you want to say hello to us, just hello will be fine. Nisi, if you are still in the house. All right. So thank you, my people. Thank you, Sheon Odukoya. Thank you. Oh, okay. Dr. Amina want to talk to us. Okay. Oh, it's gone again. Oh.
No, I'm not gone exactly. I wanted to just listen in. Thank you very much, my brother Jerry. Thank you so much. It's been very educational. Yeah. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where we all are. It's been very educational listening in part to all of the rich perspectives from Nigerians. And I like the fact that there's a very good balance to where we might lay the blame in terms of corruption. And I think the key lesson or takeaway for me is that we as citizens cannot outsource our responsibility to be the watchdog, to keep a very critical eye and to demand that duty bearers are responsive. It's an honor and a privilege to do the work that we do at the MacArthur Foundation and to work with amazing individuals like Jerry moderating this conversation and the many colleagues I have listened to. And to know that there's hope for this country because our greatest resource would always be our human resource. And this conversation just goes to prove that. And on behalf of Africa Director, Dr. Kole Shatima and other colleagues, we're very happy to be working with you. And I'm extremely happy to have been able to listen in to the conversation. Sometimes my connectivity dropped, but at least I had a very good part, and I hope it was recorded so that you can share the entire conversation, because I think there's a lot of nuggets of truth that we can continue to reflect upon that's been shared today. Thank you so very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Amina. Yes, of course, we recorded, and this is actually live on YouTube. This is live on YouTube in addition to the recording, and we want to appreciate you for coming around. And I want to say thank you to everyone. I mean, it takes a lot of sacrifice. I mean, we are not paying you for data, so but maybe someday we'll be able to pay you for data. Thank you for coming around, and we do hope you are able to join us next week, Saturday. On behalf of Aroja Royal Theatre, CITAD, and Makato Foundation, I say thank you for coming around. See you some other time. Bye.
Thank you, sir.